Okay guys, I had a really shitty start to the day today, but in classic autistic processing fashion, I had to start work at 5 o'clock and the smoke alarms went off at 4:30. So, but the rules where we're at, we are catching up, babe. Okay, that's maybe. That's tomorrow, for tomorrow. Wow, officially today, because it's just past midnight. It's 12:30 in the morning. I finish at 1 o'clock and I'm just doing these patrols. Checking that no one's tagged the trains. There's no taggers out here. So I was stuck because by law we can't touch it until we can't touch it at all. It has to be the specified people, and basically no one can touch it. I don't understand that, but that's just the rules. To turn off the alarm, there's a switch to go and turn it off. Say, oh yeah. No, they have to get the fire company and that. So they said it was going to be going for 1 hour. But the good news is nothing got wrecked, and the alarm went off at 4:30 in the afternoon, and everybody was awake. No children woke up. So I was a bit shook because I look like I have no emotions. But the thing is when you have emotional overload, there's so much going on that you don't know which one to express, so you just shut off. And then you process it later. Just can't process it at the time because I had all that going on. And it was 4:30 and I had to get to work at 5, so I was just made sure I didn't wake up any kids, and I was glad nothing got burnt down, and hopped in my car and drove off to work. But that's an example of processing, This is going different than what I thought it would. Yes, Darth Vader is a classic example of misrepresentation of autistic people in the media. Because there's those who have high intelligence who have autism, and there's those who have average intelligence who have autism, and there's those who have low intelligence that have autism. So I've been sabotaged quite a bit. So I graduated high school, so I'd say it depends, when it comes to languages, I learn languages really good. Languages, creative arts, performing arts is where all my strengths lie. Certain positions in sports, nothing. So the thing is, I see a lot of autism in Darth Vader, but again, it's a misrepresentation because he's got the kind of robotic voice. I think that the reason why people of autism have a robotic voice is, I don't know, but I think a part of it's got to do with continually get rejected, isolated, and there is the threat of, when you're younger, being physically beaten for being yourself, just for existing as, Oh yeah, Happy Autism Awareness Month. Awareness, now they want to call it Acceptance Month, but they don't really talk about this side of stuff. And I'm lucky because it's a luck of the draw. What I mean by that is I would, after weeks or months of bullying, when I was a child, I would snap and have a go back at my bullies, and then then they'd come back, and then I'd fight back again, and then eventually it'd stop, and then I'd just be isolated. But these been incidences. It's quite a common thing. See, like back then, I just knew I'd had enough, and I'd have enough after weeks or months of constant harassment, and kids sticking glue in my hair at school and stuff, and it's, I was going to say steal my backpack, but then they would go and put it back, but they'll be like passing it around and be like, that type of thing. And there was times where they just physically just came up and punched me. So I punched them back, and that type of thing. Well, there is situations in primary schools and intermediate schools where the autistic kid has done that and has been arrested. I also know of some stories where the cops showed up and this kid was being harassed, and he had enough, and he had harassed, and he got a hold of a knife, but that's because the kids were taunting him with it and all this type of thing, and they thought it was funny and all fun and games, but eventually one day he got the knife and he was warding them off with it, and the cops showed up, opened fire, and they shot him. So that stuff could have happened to me. That's just the luck of the draw that it didn't. The social isolation and all this other stuff happened, and it was like when you get pushed to the brink of like continuous, on and on. Now, as an adult, the bullying is different. It's not like that, because if people were to do that, they'd be put away in jail, and that's the reason why they don't do it. But it's just the resort to name calling, all that type of stuff. But social isolation, you're not cool. It's just they evolved from what I said previously to what it is, to what they evolved to. Now, the isolation, cool. I got a woman. So I got a woman and a couple of close mates that just hang out with them. You can isolate me. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything if that's the type of people they are. But then there's those that were just bystanders, So, yeah. I never was a bystander. I'd call them out, at least say a few things, and then give emotional support to the person going through it. If they wanted to have a helping hand and I was there, let's go. Motherfuckers. You said for saying it like with a lot more fervency, to the guys that were doing that stuff to them. Because I know what it felt like. And that was me when I'd swear when I got really angry. So this whole thing of he just wants to torture and kill people, and this whole thing of him running an army, this whole thing of him being this big dictatorial dictator over the universe is really all just projection. So if he was existing, he would be an asshole if he was exactly like that. But you see his body language, you see his connection to energy, you see his connection, his spiritual path and all this type of stuff, his black and white thinking, and you see, geez man, that's all these autistic traits, and even the body language and everything, and his loyalty to whatever cause is just 100 billion%, and it's all very autistic traits. But when it comes to all that violence and all that other stuff, that's all projection. And it's all projection. And the whole thing that there's a hierarchy and he's the big boss, and there might be a hierarchy of competence but not of social value. So it's just, yeah.